Season's greetings, everyone. We are here at Riley's by the Seawall in Stratford, Connecticut. And let me tell you, it is a beautiful inside. I am here with
Kate Frederick.
And because of the fact that it's so busy inside, we are propped outside right now. And you could probably see the fog from our breath a little bit. But that's because inside is so packed, we can't record in there because it's a little too loud. But we are troopers, and we are outside right now reporting live from Riley's by the Seawall. How do you feel, Kate? How's everything going?
I feel amazing. I'm super excited. I love it here. It is so Christmas themed and holiday themed.
It really
love
is.
it so much.
It really is. Our topic for today is intentions.
Yes.
Which is, fitting as we're closing out 2024. We're going to be talking a little bit about reflections for 2024 and what is going to be our intentions for 2025, which is pretty awesome. Maybe we should start off with a little bit of sponsor info, though.
Yes. Today's podcast and episode is sponsored by Miracle at Riley's by the Sea. And it's a Christmas-themed pop-up cocktail bar that serves holiday cocktails in a festive setting.
I love it. With amazing holiday decor, professionally developed cocktails, and the nostalgic energy of the best office party you've ever been to, Miracle at Riley's is sure to give even the grouchiest Grinch in the holiday spirit.
Miracle Pop-Up Bar at Riley's is celebrating its 4th year in 2024. They're from now open until Monday, December 30th, 2024, and it's strongly encouraged to make reservations, hence why we are outside. It's very busy inside,
Make sure.
but that is a fabulous thing for them.
Do not miss the reservation piece for sure.
No.
So we have a couple of drinks here with us, which normally we would go into full description mode.
Right.
However, we're going to pop that in the caption, but I'm going to tell you the drink that I have right now, which is I'm going to pull it here. Actually, I'm going to have to get up to do this. This is the Christmasaurus. Okay.
It's so adorable.
Isn't that delicious looking?
I love it. Oh my God.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to give it a sip. Can't beat that. Got a little pineapple, a little mezcal. You can tell. Check the caption.
Love it.
And then what's yours, friend?
So mine is called Rudolph's Replacement. So check this one out.
I love the mug.
I love the mug too.
Love the holiday
This is
mug.
like my favorite
It's like a dinosaur.
Yep. And I know we're going to tell what's in it in the caption, but I do have to say it's coffee liqueur, and
Can't beat that.
If you know me, I love coffee.
Yeah,
so,
you know me. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. Wow.
So good.
We want to say thank you again to Riley's by the Seawall for having us here at their Miracle Pop-Up as we are on episode 5 of 7 Minutes in a Bar, which brings us to how do you find us on Instagram? We are 7 Mins in a Bar. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you're already there, but YouTube is at 7 Minutes in a Bar.
Yes.
So basically, we're very easy to find.
Yes.
And we would appreciate your subscribing and your following. And this will keep the energy and momentum going for us as we talk about intentions. So I have a quote here that I wanted to start with, as we typically do now, start with a quote. If the opportunity doesn't knock, build a door by Milton Berle.
Love that.
What do you think about that?
I love that. I really feel like, if the opportunity is in there, make that opportunity. Figure out a different way to go about it, Build your own opportunities. Start your own company if that's what it is and you can't get into something. Be an entrepreneur or do your own thing, Be your own person, your own boss, whatever it might be. That's kind of what I see with that.
I totally agree. And I think, it's to me saying there's going to be a lot of times that you hear the word no. Mm-hmm. And just because no is at one door doesn't mean you can't figure out another way to access something or to get into it, right? So I think that's important.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, I've heard this before too. Rejection is just a redirection.
I like that.
So, if somebody tells you no or somebody rejects you in some sort of a way, well, just go a different way. You know what? Don't take it to heart. feel it, feel the emotions of it, and pick yourself back up and be like, you know what, I got this. I'll figure out a different way to do it.
I love that. And I've heard before, rejection is the greatest aphrodisiac. So, keep saying no. You're making us really want it more.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
But I think that's the 100%. Cool thing about it, right? Where it's like, if someone says no to you, doesn't that make you want it more sometimes?
100%.
And makes you want to work that much harder to get to it, just to know that they said you couldn't.
Right.
And now you're going to do it.
100%.
Right?
That actually motivates me. When somebody tells me I can't do something, or somebody tells me, oh, you're not good enough for something, or this is not you, or whatever, I literally am like, nope, I am, and I'm going to show you, and I'm going to work even harder, and I'm going to get it. So
I love that.
Yeah.
And by the way, I do feel like we're at the maybe Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade right now.
We should.
We are really troopers right now, and I love this because we're going to show you some footage of what it looks like inside as well. But we have found a nice little corner here outside.
We have
that are just testing our media and reporting capabilities right now.
Yes.
Which I love. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see what we mean.
And if you can't tell, it is raining.
It is a little. Maybe they might see a drop or two, but depends. Hopefully there's not water on the lens. So, I wanted to ask, reflecting back on 2024, what would you say are maybe 3 of your major accomplishments that, are something that you're proud of?
I'll have to go with kind of career-wise for my 3 major. Well, my first one will have to be my Times Square billboard. That was huge. That was in February. I was on Billboard for a magazine.
Amazing.
In Times Square.
Amazing. It can't be.
It was surreal
to
see myself up there.
Yeah.
My second one would have to be the billboards in Connecticut that I was on for the Edge Fitness.
Love it.
That made me cry, actually, because I was like, I didn't actually really know about it, that it was happening. I modeled for them, did stuff for them, and then I was there, and people were sending to me. I'm like, oh my God, I got to go see this.
I feel the same.
Yeah. And then probably my third, I guess I was interviewed in a magazine and with another woman. So 2 different interviews that I had, print kind of things, and online. And I think that was great. I loved being able to do that and being able to, just express what I have to say, in that form.
I love that. And I want to say, too, for listeners that are following along with us, grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, write down, kind of go through this with us. What are the 3 things that you're super proud of, reflection-wise, from 2024? And, as we move forward, we're going to move into intentions of things that we want to have happen for the new year. And we'll also write those down because we want to, encourage other people to go through this process as well with us.
Definitely.
I would say for me, the 3 things that I am most
want to know yours.
Most proud of. I would say the year started off pretty solid with end of April, Below Deck.
Yes,
right.
Love it. I
loved Bravo
it.
Below Deck was a pretty highlight for me. So we had 2 episodes this year on season 11 of the OG Below Deck. Super fun. And then just another TV thing I think that I'm also super happy about was just recently Hell's Kitchen.
Yes.
So I was on
amazing.
A couple of cameos on that for Hell's Kitchen. And, another thing I guess that I'm proud of is the fact that it's been a full year for me of entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So when I left my full-time job the year before, it was something I knew I was going to do.
Yep.
And I think I got to a point where I was investing a lot of work into promoting somebody else's brand that I realized it was time for me to start promoting my own brand. You
were the brand.
My own
your
self,
own thing.
right?
Yeah.
Because
Love
I think
that.
as we invest so much into different companies or different associations we have in life, don't lose track of yourself in that, right?
Right.
I think that's so important, where it was one of the biggest lessons I've learned, but also it's been a full year now of doing this for myself. And I've learned and I've grown so much this past year that that's truly something that I can look back and say, I'm so glad I did this, but I wish that I started it sooner.
Yeah.
You know,
and you're killing it. You're doing an amazing job. You really are.
And I will say, you know, if we're going to switch gears into intentions right now, this cookbook that I'm working on. And I like this as this is being recorded right now because we're actually we're locking this in that what we're saying is actually going to happen because because we're going to work hard for it. Is that my cookbook right now I'm in the proposal phase, sending that out to agents and sending that out to publishing companies and trying to find, because my direction is that I want it to be published and not self-published. So I'm really excited, and I know that this year I'm going to work very hard to make that a reality and also continue on with our podcast.
Yes, that is one of my intentions as well. Just, to interject with that, not to cut you off.
No,
but
not at all.
That is one of mine, to grow our podcast, our working relationship, and all the things that we're doing that is, to a bigger scale so that we can inspire more people, and reach more people with the things that we talk about.
And, at the end of the day, 7 minutes in a bar is motivational, uplifting conversations that you would have in a bar with your friends.
Right.
And we felt that this was something special and important because also reflecting back on this year, this was the year we figured out from actually being in a bar with each other.
That's how we met.
The first time we met each other, we were working on another project, and we had a wonderful conversation. We said, isn't this something that would translate well to a podcast?
Yes, we did. We did, because we were just talking about life things together.
Yes.
And it was the first time we met.
And literally came up with the name of this podcast that first time we met at a bar.
Yep, we did.
And we said, how fun is that 7 minutes in a bar is kind of like a catchy play on 7 minutes in heaven / conversations in a bar.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I mean, I'm so proud of the fact that we are on episode 5 of this right now, sitting in front of Riley's by the Seawall on a November rainy.
21st, very rainy day.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
the Guns N' Roses song.
Oh yes, November
Nothing
rain.
lasts forever, living cold November rain. At least it's not pouring, because if it was, this would be a whole other.
My hair would be wild.
We would not. We have a nice awning above our heads, so it all works. There's a couple leaks, but we're good. But going back to intentions for 2025. What are your, besides obviously the podcast continuing, obviously more fitness goals, more?
Yeah, I mean, fitness goals. Yeah, I always have my own personal fitness goals with myself, and to be healthy and, to be healthy mentally and physically, take more time for myself, kind of slow down with things sometimes. That's maybe more of a personal goal. Fitness is always very, very important to me. And, I think that, if I want to set an intention for 2025, I would love to be able to do it on such a bigger platform. Yeah. I really do. In some other way, I haven't exactly figured out what way to do it, but just some other way, other bigger reach, I don't know. Yeah, with this or TV or
even
something,
the beginning quote was, listen, if the door isn't there, you make one. Right?
Yeah,
so,
you build it, you make one.
I think that's really just a great way to look at how we can continue moving forward with things as well.
Yeah.
This has obviously been what a wonderful experience, though. Having created something from scratch. Right. I mean, that's amazing. When things start off as ideas and become reality, and you have an Instagram page, and you have a YouTube page, and you're
and we're Spotify, iHeart, all of those things.
All of those places that you can go to and find this thing that started as a simple idea, and that's proof enough to me that anything is possible if you put in the work
100%.
And you put in the time to make that work. And I think that that's proof that we're here right now.
I think so many people come up with ideas here and there, and they don't execute it. We executed this. So this goes to show people that tiny little idea that you made in a bar when you first meet a person can turn into something else. And you know what?
Find
when
your
we're
inspiration.
sitting there, December 2025, we're going to be even bigger.
Yeah,
Watch, that's
listen,
ours.
And I think that's
I'm manifesting it. That's manifestation.
And we love that a lot. And I think that's, what I love, again, is that we're recording our intentions for this upcoming year. Mm-hmm. So when we get to look back at that, like you said, we'll say like, oh my gosh, look at that. And like, I'm sure there's going to be other ideas we haven't even thought of yet.
No, I think they're going to probably come up, as we go. I usually set my intentions or write them in my phone, around the 1st. And then I relook at them, a few months in and say, am I, going after what I wrote, and the little goals, the big goals, am I doing the right thing? Am I on that right path? And then 6 months later, around July, June, July, I always look back again and say, have I hit those things that I kind of set out to do? And if not, then I figure out ways to do that and go on the rest of the year, I
love it.
Yeah.
I love that. And it brings up this quote to me as we're kind of closing things out a little bit. If it scares you, it might be a good thing to try, by Seth Godin. I like that.
Love that.
Right?
I love that.
Do things that scare you.
Always.
Live your life in a way where you are not super comfortable.
Yep.
You are not afraid to step outside of the boundaries that you've created for yourself. And be scared sometimes.
I think you have to be scared. I think you have to do things. So what if somebody tells you no? Mm-hmm. I think we had this conversation the other day, and I think the other night I said to you, you know what? Just do it, just in case. You know what? If they say no, they say no. So what? We'll figure out a different way. Exactly. But that's how I kind of live. I kind of like, if it's like an email or if it's a message, I kind of write it, and then I'm like, deep breath, oh my God, send it. And then I'm like, well, if it's going to work, it's going to work. If it's not, I'll figure out a different way. Kind of the way I live.
I'm totally about that life. And so I did do a yearbook message for you as we end this year with each other.
Okay, I love
which
that.
I put down here for. So I'm going to read this to you.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
So this is kind of my yearbook entry to you.
Okay.
Ready? Kate, your commitment to fitness and the energy you bring to my life and others is amazing, all caps. I'm so glad that we had our first conversation in a bar of all places this past year. And of course, that is where the idea for this podcast came from. Thank you for being a great friend, and I am so looking forward to more recording with you.
Oh, I love that.
I love it too. Like, honestly, we take these moments to look back and reflect, right?
Yes,
and
yes.
I think that's so important in life. And, as we continue now to record more episodes, if you are a bar that's interested, the credentials are a unique, beautiful, creative bar, like where we are right now, which you'll see. Reach out to us. We'd love to have you on the podcast.
Yes,
you
definitely.
can message us on Instagram at 7 Mins in a Bar. You can also reach out to us via email. Just hit the contact button on Instagram. But we're super happy.
Yes,
with everything, and even being out in this setting.
In this setting. I mean, it's okay. I started off cold. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm cold. But once we started to do this, I'm okay. It's good.
I'm feeling good about things.
And I can't wait for everybody to see what it looks like inside.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. So we want to wish you a happy holiday.
Yes.
And we will see you very soon, if not in the new year. Thank you. Again, I'm Alex P. Taylor.
I'm Kate Frederick.
And we want to say thank you for listening. Continue to listen, follow, subscribe, support, and we will see you soon.
Cheers.
Cheers.